Alright, so hello YouTubers. Today what we're going to do is make a little tutorial on how to make a planer board. What we did to just simplify the process on this is when we were at the home improvement shop, we got them to pre-cut the wood for us just to make things as easy as possible. But hopefully you'll find this to be a useful tutorial and be on your way to trolling and planing multiple lines on the boat, whether you're out in the bay or doing some inshore out in the ocean. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and we're going to drill out our planer sideboards. Some of the other things that you're going to want to complete your project is you're going to get some threaded lines. What we got, we were able to get these 2-foot portions over at our local Lowe's. They're 2 feet. They're really going to be too wide for what we want. So after everything is attached and put together, what we'll do is we'll grind these off. We'll take the grinder and just cut them down. We'll walk you through the steps of putting it together, as I mentioned earlier. We got some clips and everything as far as putting the actual line together, but for now this particular tutorial is just going to be on how to get the planer board put together, and then from there you can dress it up how you would like as far as your connections, etc. One thing, a word of caution that I would advise is be sure to paint your planer board a nice bright color so other boaters out there will be able to identify it and they're not running over your lines. But enjoy the show. Here we go. Just be sure to keep your boards together, that way your next hole will be right in line. Using our nice powerful Drill Master drill from our local harbor at Harbor Freight. Does the trick. I love it because it goes both forward and reverse. Next up, make sure you get your washers and you have enough of those. You're going to need 16 nuts, you're going to need 16 washers before your project is considered partially complete. This is our second one. We're actually making one of these for both the starboard and port sides of the boat. This will be our first project putting these together. We have not used these. We've watched a lot of videos on YouTube where folks are trolling for bass down in the Chesapeake Bay using the planer boards, and they look very successful at getting multiple rods out in the water, and for us that was very inviting. So we're going to try and replicate that success. We're not going to recreate the wheel, but we're going to try and replicate the process. You can save yourself if you're not very handy. You can obviously buy these. You can search the internet, and as you know, you can buy just about anything your heart can think of. But just earlier today, I looked at a set of planer boards on one of the local sports department stores, and for a single planer board, I saw a price as high as $134, and I think they were actually made out of foam. There's a lot of different instructions out there on how to make single line planer boards. I wasn't a big fan of those, and I actually circled back to this style where it will allow you to deploy multiple lines off of each planer board instead of having to create individual planer boards for each one of the lines that you want to deploy. I just think that this is going to be a much simpler and a much cleaner process. Hopefully everything turns out the way we anticipate it. But you know, we'll see how it goes when we actually get to put these to use. Whether we get to put these, right now it's December. Not real sure how the fish are running in our area. We're in southern New Jersey. We had a couple buddies that went out yesterday down out of Alpsecan, and the report was not very favorable. So we may not actually get to use these until April when the spring migration starts. But nonetheless, we'll have it done. These are the types of projects that you do in the off season anyway. A couple of weeks ago, we got a brand new Lowrance depth finder installed on our boat, so we're starting to get a lot of those small projects out of the way. And it's just some of those things. You guys know what it's like when you get cabin fever. You want to fish, you can't fish. It's either windy or it's too cold. It's just part of the cost of doing business, if you will. Right now my son is helping us put together these planer boards. He's filming his first piece here for YouTube, and you know, he's learning right along with me, and like I said, hopefully this thing will show some folks how to make this. We're going to tell you right now, we did not spend a whole lot of money on this project. As I mentioned earlier, we saw on the internet a single planer board for $134.99, and right now into this project with everything that we need to toss this in the water and have it work for us. What was the figure you calculated, son?
It's $26.75.
$26.75. So divide that by 2. We're under $15 per planer board. I think that's very economical. So we don't want these to be the entire 2 foot wide. So what we'll do is we're going to mock these up now, and once everything is complete, what we'll do is we'll take the grinder and we'll cut these edges off, and it'll be custom made to the size and the width that we want. We have, I think it's 1x6 wood for our outer planks, and feel that that'll be sufficient for our applications. If not, we'll follow our own steps and use something a little wider. But for now, this looks like it will accomplish our goal. And as you can see, we saved a tremendous amount of time by having the folks over at Lowe's cut the wood for us. There's no sense in coming home and breaking out the skill saw to cut the wood. So as you can see, a very short period of time, we were able to assemble this particular board. Earlier we put together this one, so you can see our